Hey guys, so just here to talk about a couple things. First of all, one of our jobs as coaches is to teach our athletes, whether it's gymnastics, cheer, dance, whatever it is. Um, and looking at it more from kind of a sports psych perspective, what can we use to help ourselves become more effective teachers and therefore help our athletes learn and understand what we are trying to teach them better? One of those things is perceptual modes or learning preferences, which is the way the information is received and processed. There are several different kinds of perceptual modes. The first one is visual. You guys have probably heard of this. You always hear of people saying, "Oh, I'm a visual learner," and these visual learners understand concepts better when words such as watch, see, look, things like that are incorporated into explanations. Things like demonstrations, videos, pictures, using the mirrors in the gym, and other visual tools are all really effective methods to help these type of learners perceive the information correctly. There are also audible learners. These type of learners prefer sounds and rhythm. They're more likely to benefit from these type of things in verbal descriptions. Keywords such as hear, tempo. For example, if a kid's doing a round off back handspring and it's really slow and you're trying to get them to speed it up, you might say something like, okay, so when your hands hit the floor, there's your hands, then your feet land in the round off, then your hands again in the back handspring, then your feet. So it goes hands, feet, hands, feet. Now I want you to speed it up to hands, feet, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Things like that will help audible learners. So counts and verbal cues. There are also kinesthetic learners. They strive to understand what the desired movement feels like. Once they understand what it feels like, they use it kind of as a frame of reference to which to compare future attempts. So instructional strategies like just guidance, repeated practice, spotting, incorporating keywords such as feel, move, experience are all really helpful. So we do this by spotting kiddos all the time. And that way they go through the motion, they feel what the actual skill should feel like, and that way we can put it together and complete the skill. There are also analytical learners. This approach is the desired movement in more of a problem-solving fashion. Keywords such as why really helps the analytical learner in just solving the problem of understanding the movement. So they will a lot of just whys and how does this work, or why should I be in this shape. They're just trying to figure out how the skill is done correctly or why it's done that way. Learning styles shift depend on whether the nature of the task is predominantly more of a cognitive one or more of a motor one. An informal way of kind of finding out which of your students, what learning modes their predominant learning mode is to just listen to their descriptive words that they use when assessing performance and asking questions. So again, listen for some of those keywords I mentioned earlier, and that will probably tell you what type of learners they are. And it's just really, really important for us to understand all of those different perceptual modes, because within a class, you're going to have all sorts of, different perceptual modes and learning preferences. So it's really important that we as instructors and coaches incorporate all of those when explaining and showing, and just, so that we can better get our kids to understand what we are trying to teach them. If we are using only one or even two modes of perceptual modes or learning preferences, we're probably only hitting up maybe half of those kids and leaving the other half not fully understanding what we're trying to teach them. So it's really important that we incorporate all of those perceptual modes, visual, audible, kinesthetic, and analytical, into our explanations and just into what we're teaching. And it will help make us better coaches, and it will help our students succeed more.